Here are the top 5 alternative Dungeon Quest-like games, in case you're getting bored of Dungeon Quest. Here we go. The first one we have here is Elemental Dungeons. Now, Elemental Dungeons is going to be one of the least popular ones that I will be saying on the list, or least known. But this one does have a little bit different, not basing itself by the spells, but by different things, for example, sword combat. Also, it has some pretty unique stuff by like having loot. Like, look at that chest that I dropped just right there. So, it's basically a really unique system, or basically a unique way of playing dungeon games that none of the other systems have. And I think it's pretty nice overall over the game. For example, if I go ahead and respawn right here and run all the way over here to get the little chest, and I should be able to get the chest that is right over here. Now let me go ahead and run all the way over here. Gotta dodge the people right here. And then we can actually get gear here that you can get in the middle of a dungeon, which I think is an incredible addition. Now, this is for one of the games. Now let's go ahead and move on to another one that has been recent, a big fan favorite. Number 2 here we have is Arcane Conquest. Now, Arcane Conquest is quite a recent popular one that has spiked in popularity. This game has only one dungeon, but yet it has pretty polished and has a lot of spells for just being one dungeon. Does that mean future dungeons like this will be as polished? We don't know. But it currently has probably the biggest fan base when it comes to the Dungeon Quest community going into another game. So if there's a game where the Dungeon Quest community is probably going to go, it's this one. But there's still many other options if this game isn't your style. Arcane Conquest is also one of the most recent released out of all of these. This was released not so long ago, less than 1 month ago, and yet it has a lot of content for just it being released. So, you feel free to give it a try. Anyways, let's move on to the third option. The third option we have here is World Zero. Now, World Zero is actually the most popular out of all of these. It is actually the one with the most of certain amount of graphics or everything like that. I feel like it actually looks really unique here. Like right now, the gameplay I have right here. It has like unique spells, but it also feels like a lot more engaging combat overall. Playing the first dungeon right here, and well, honestly, this game still is decently popular and even passed the player count of Dungeon Quest a few amount of times. Now we've gotten this one out of the way, now let's go ahead and take a look at the fourth option. Number 4 here is we have Anime Dimension Simulator. Now, that title may not seem like much one, but it actually is the combat or the thing that's playing right here, which is very dungeon-like. But it seems to be a lot more anime-based, with the anime-based spells, the anime-based characters, and the anime-based fighting and mobs and everything like that. So if you want to try a more anime-based one, this one may be the perfect selection for you, since this thing would be exactly like this. Though I do find the combat to be a little difficult. Maybe it's just the first time having a bit of a skill issue, but yeah, that is pretty much what I have about this game. Now let's go ahead and move on to the fifth option. And the final one we have here is Fabled Legacy. Now this one used to be the second one, the only other one besides Dungeon Quest back then, but now there's a bunch of other styles to these. And well, this one still is decently popular. Not as popular as the other ones. I think this is the least popular out of all of them in this list. But it's still an alright game overall. I still think it's a decent fun or something like that. Fabled Legacy seems to be the one that has the most dungeons out of all of them here, I'm pretty sure. Having a lot of dungeons, even nearly being the same levels as in par with Dungeon Quest, which is actually a lot of levels. It has a total of 11 dungeons where you can play, which is a lot, which you compare to Dungeon Quest at 17. Sure, it's not as much, but it's still a game that competes really closely. Well, that is our fifth suggestion if you're interested in other RPG or dungeon-like games. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these little recommendations. Make sure to subscribe. YouTube says you'll like this video right over here, over there. And waddle out, my friends. Have a wonderful day.